sitting in church, but you got to get this. This is if there was one thing that I could teach you or give you for you to assure your success, that you would, so the blessing, we got to talking about this. The whole goal of the blessing is to remove the struggle. Life is not supposed to be this hard. This blessing is supposed to prosper you. It's supposed to protect you. It's supposed to carry you to your best level in life. Have y'all ever had like just a season of ecstasy? Like a season of just like, oh my God, my life is so good right now. Any of y'all? Rest of y'all have had a bad life your whole life? Anybody ever had like just a moment of like, this is, my life is where, like, it's good? Why isn't that sustained? Like, why did we, now I get test, trials, and tribulations. But my thing is this, the way that I've been teaching it is that this blessing is a spiritual coat that I wear by faith. I'm going to put this on by faith, and I'm going to wear it by faith. Watch this. You can't see it, but you can see it. Meaning, you might not see me with it on, but you see it on me. Am I losing y'all? The manifestations of what I'm wearing, you can see it because it's showing up everywhere in your life that you're blessed. And so what you got to understand is the goal is not to put the coat on and take it off, the blessing I'm referring to. The goal is to put it on and what? Keep it on. You got to wear this. Now, this is the thing, because most people are trying to work their way into a blessing. I mean, come on, let's be honest for a second. Like most people, you're trying to get to where you're going through hard work. Am I telling you not to work? No. You ain't never heard me say that. I'm not telling you not to work. What I'm telling you is work is good for food. This blessing is good for advancement. This blessing that you're going to put on is supposed to spread everywhere you go. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to start in your house. Like some of y'all animals are more blessed than y'all. Y'all walking around cramps, aches, arthritis, all this. Like y'all got to tell all that stuff. Get out of the house. Like, no, I told my lungs, I told my respiratory system, like, no, you're going to wear this blessing. You can try what you want, but this blessing going to come through. Like, no, you got to start in your house declaring this blessing so that you can get used to wearing it. Like, you can't be fussing, cussing in your whole house in an uproar. Y'all broke. We broke. The only person eating good is the dog and ain't got no problems. Like, no, forget about that. No. You got to make sure that, and see, this is the thing. When you wear this blessing, all right, I'm going to show it to you. All right, so he says, and God blessed them. And he said what? Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. Y'all see that? So watch this. When he made mankind, he made him a spiritual coat to assure his success so that he would always have harvest. Now, you got to catch this now because we're reading it right here. He says, and he blessed them, and then he said, be fruitful. That means bear fruit. I want you to harvest in everything you do. He says, I want you to multiply. That word multiply means I want you to increase, enlarge, become great, become powerful, make a profit. I want you to multiply. I want you to say, the Lord wants me to increase, enlarge, become great, become powerful, see a profit. That's the will of the Lord. So you know that when you when you live in month to month, check to check, waiting to cover your gas bill, your light bill, your mortgage, your rent, you know that is not enlarging, increasing, and becoming great. So you know that I've got to get this blessing working in my life, in my finances, because when the blessing comes, the toil leaves. I got to get this struggle, this hardness out of my life. Listen, I was making, when I was 21 years old, I was making $125,000 a year at 21, 22 years old. And I couldn't keep a dollar. I was waiting for, I'm talking about paycheck to paycheck. I was waiting, now I won't save. I didn't get saved till I was probably right at 22. I got saved at like 22, I think. But prior to that, man, I couldn't keep a dollar, man. No matter how much I made, it was like a hole was in my bank account, man. I mean, I was just whoring it up and trashing the money up and couldn't keep it fast as it was coming. And how you in credit card debt and you making good money? I had credit card debt. Like, I was just a bad steward. But the thing of it is I was toiling and didn't know it because I was in sin. When you in sin, you numb to the cost of work because you find a way to sin at all costs. Is that facts? If you want a blunt, you're going to find a way to scrounge up $20 to go get a blunt. If you want some liquor, you're going to find a way. If you want a hotel room at the Hojo Mojo Inn, you're going to find a way to come up with that money. It's only once you get saved and born again, you act like you're helpless and you can't see. It's like it's only us Christians that are in the corner like, what we going to do it? And I don't know what I'm going to do it. And I'm just, and you'd be surprised how many people stop coming to church because of finances. When that's the number one place you should be at. If I was barely making ends meet, I would live in the church. Because I would want God to breathe on my finances and on my money and to speak to me about my family and my life because I want to know when this curse going to leave. I would live in the church if I ain't have no money. I would. Now watch this now. So he blesses them. First thing he says, I want you to multiply. Second thing he says, replenish. That means to fill or to endow or to overflow. So everywhere you go, when you wear this blessing, it's supposed to start looking like what you're wearing. So if you don't like the environment you're in, what are you wearing? Because you have the ability to change every environment you go in if you wear this thing right. You're supposed to be walking in a room, walking in an environment, and everything shifts because okay, this is how you know that is facts or that is true. Have you ever been in a decent environment until a big mouth or a loud mouth or an alcoholic comes in and ruins the environment? So if somebody can come in and ruin an environment, somebody can come in and bless an environment. Facts. Watch this. So he says you're supposed to replenish. Then he says to subdue. That means to bring under subjection under one's feet. I'm supposed to control everything that I'm involved in. I'm supposed to have some level of control in my environment over what I'm doing. And then he says I'm supposed to have dominion. Right? That means to reign and rule and possess and govern. So I'm supposed to have a harvest. I'm supposed to increase, enlarge, fill the area with this blessing, bring everything under my feet under control, and then I'm supposed to govern over all of it. That's what all of us are supposed to be doing when we wear this blessing. That means I'm not supposed to be on the floor waddling. I'm not supposed to be, just woe is me. I'm not supposed to be, because we know that the curse is spiritual death. Is poverty, is sickness and disease. So I ain't supposed to be struggling with this sickness. That's why I'm going to tell this stuff. You got to leave me alone. Like, don't bother me. Like, you got to tell sickness and disease, you don't have my address. Get rid of it. Just like you got to tell poverty. I don't want no parts of that. You can't live here. See, you got to appropriate this blessing. I was 16 when I made up in my mind I was going to live a certain. I was 12 when I made up in my mind that I wasn't going to depend on nobody to take care of me. I was 12 years old when I made up in my mind that I was never going to depend on a person to take care of me. I was 16 when I made up in my mind that I was going to be somebody. You can make up in your mind today that I'm leaving poverty, sickness, and disease, and I'm going to wear something different and never go back. If you make up in your mind. The mind is a powerful thing. If you just make up in your mind that this is what I'm going to do, the mind is a powerful thing. It can take you anywhere you want to go. So watch this now. Go over to Genesis 37. So we just read in Genesis 1:28 that when he blesses them, they're supposed to be what? Fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. Are y'all with me so far? Okay, be a good class. Pay attention. So watch this. Go back over to Genesis 37. This is Joseph. This Joseph, go verse 3. Joseph comes along. He's the son of Jacob. And Jacob has a total of 12 boys. Joseph is the 11th youngest one that he has. And he's about to put this coat on this boy. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. But watch this now. I want us to look back at it because we're not finished with it. So watch this. He loves this boy. You can't tell me that you have children that you love, but you won't provide for them. The proof of your love is in your giving. That's with anything. The proof of in my love is my willingness to give, because if I love you, giving is easy to you. I don't struggle to give to people I love. Y'all will catch that later. That's not a struggle. So how much more, you being God's child, does God want to provide for you? But this is where some of the problem comes in, because some of y'all are busy trying to provide for yourself. So you're trying to provide for yourself to a point where you're trying to work for it, where the blessing makes it for you. See, the difference is when I'm working for it, I'm trying to climb the mountain. The difference is when I wear the blessing, I go up the mountain. It's not, there's no stress to me getting up the mountain. It's the blessing. It's making me rich. It's making me prosper. It's putting me in high places. See, when you wear this, there's some things, the doors that you can try to get in on your own that will never open, versus when you wear this, they just open up doors for you. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So watch this now. Now, Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of what? Many colors. So catch this. All of the children had coats, but they knew that this coat was a different coat. Folks should know that you're wearing something different, and I ain't just talking about what you got on the outside. People should know, like, something's different about this one. He's different. She's different. They're different. It's almost like, but this is what you got to understand. They thought his brothers, we're going to get a read, when his brothers tried to kill him, they tried to kill him and they took his coat. Because if they thought they could take his coat, they thought they could have his blessing. But there's nobody that can take your blessing, because your coat is a customized coat. Y'all ain't hearing me. I can give you my coat, but you still can't be me, because nobody gonna wear my coat like me. So you got to understand, you should never want somebody else's life because their life is their coat. I want my own coat because God got a custom coat for me. And the problem of it is some of y'all trying to wear somebody else's coat, and you don't know what's required to put on that coat. So that's why you got to be careful about people looking at you wanting to be you, because they don't know what size coat you're wearing. They don't know what's required to be you. You don't ever want nobody else's life. Just give me my customized coat and let me wear my coat, because what God has for me is for me. It's less traffic when you stay in your own lane. Y'all will catch that later. It's less traffic if I just stay in my lane versus bobbing and weaving and trying to get in everybody else's lane. When I stay in my own lane and I wear my coat, there's nobody that can do me like me. That's why you don't ever have to get your identity from anybody but God. Your identity is found in Christ Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, seriously. I'm not saying you can't cut your hair like somebody, but what's your style? No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's your swagger? What is your DNA? What is it that stink? Because see, the blessing, I got scripture for this, but just let me stick right here where I'm at. Watch this. The blessing should distinguish you from all others. There should be something on your life that just distinguishes you from all others. When I came to buy this building over here, and I called Pastor Travis, this is what he said to me. And when I think back on it, I'm like, man, I called him, and I was just looking for a place to rent. I wasn't looking for nowhere to buy. I was looking for a place to rent because I thought the Lord was mad at me because I felt like I was out of obedience because we helped RCC get out of trouble. So and then I didn't want the building. They wanted me to buy the building. And I was like, that ain't my building. I don't want that building. That's why you got to be careful about wanting somebody else's stuff. I didn't want that building. I was like, no, I want to keep it in kingdom hands. I'll help y'all get out of trouble. I want to help somebody else buy, but it ain't my building. And I knew that. So when I left, I told everybody that was over there, I said, we're going to find another place to go. And when after we got out of there, I wanted to rest. And I didn't, and I had already told the people that we was going to find somewhere to go. So the Lord comes back 2-3 months later, and he said, oh, so you going to lie to the people? I said, Lord, I said, well, why you say that? He said, you told them people you was going to find another building. And I was like, OMG, like I am in trouble with God. So I haphazardly pick up the phone because I'm like, okay, I just want to get God off my back right now. So I'm going to pick up this phone. So Lord says, call Pastor Travis. I called Pastor Travis. He was the owner of this building. I called him, and I said, Pastor Travis, I said, you know anywhere over in Chesterfield I can rent a place? I said, I need to find a spot to, have church out. I said, you know anywhere? He said, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. I was like, I'm just trying to obey God. I'm trying, He said, I was just thinking about selling my building, and if I was going to sell it, I wouldn't want to sell it to anybody but you. That's the blessing kicking in. That's the blessing. It's the blessing, watch this, is where others see something on you or in you that everybody else can't see. The blessing is where you get handpicked for stuff that wasn't even a picking for. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So watch this now. So his brothers, watch this. His brothers saw that the father loved him more than all of his brothers, and they hated him, and they couldn't even speak. How do you not speak to your own family members? Isn't that something, how that blessing can make people hate you? Some of y'all ain't got nothing and people don't like you. Imagine when you get something, what they gonna do. If you don't like me down here, how you gonna feel about me up here? If you struggling with me down here in this little bit that the Lord is doing, how you gonna handle me up here? Watch this. His brothers hated him. They hated him because they felt like the daddy had removed the toil from his life and gave him the thing that would advance him. Everybody, let's think about it for a second. Everybody in life is pushing for advancement. Think about it. Everybody. So what separates us from everybody else unless we do something different or wear something different? Put it this way. How are you going to get out the pile that everybody else is in? What, you going to work harder? I ain't telling you don't work, because you might not get nothing if you don't work. But what I'm saying is there's a pile that everybody in the world is in, and only a few people come up out of that pile. That's why we celebrate people that get out the pile. When somebody finally makes it out. So Allen Iverson is an icon here in Virginia. You know why? It's because he made it out of Newport News. He made it out of 757. He's considered, and him, Mike Vick, they're considered athletic icons. Why? Is it just because they play sports? Yes and no. No, it's because they made it out of what they were in, and people know what they came up out of. So how do you get up out the pile as a believer? You're not normal. You're not supposed to stay in a pile. You got to get in your mind, I'm not created to be average. I'm created to multiply and have dominion and subdue. I am not supposed to live down here. I'm getting out of the pile. If you wasn't trying to get out of the pile, why go to work tomorrow? Just roll over. Let life beat you up. Just roll over and die. Like, why? No, if you wasn't trying. But see, this is the problem. The difference is some people get in the pile and get stuck and never get out. But even when you go in a pile, watch this, you're wearing something that won't let you stay in the pile. Are y'all hearing me? Okay, so watch this. His brothers hate him so much they couldn't speak to him. Go into the next verse. Come on. Y'all got to let me get somewhere. Y'all, watch this. Now, Joseph had a dream. Watch this. The number one way to keep you stuck, to keep you in poverty, and to keep you out is to kill your dream. When you stop dreaming, you're a dead man just working. No, this blessing, when you slip it on, you should start having dreams and visions. Once you stop dreaming, you might as well just turn your life over to works. And that's what I'm not. That's not what I'm teaching. I'm not teaching a life of works. I'm teaching a life of faith, living by faith, wearing this blessing by faith. No, the minute he put that coat on, we're reading it right here. He starts to have a dream, and he starts dreaming. And watch this. The thing that separated him was when he told his dream. Y'all want to lose? Some of y'all think y'all got friends in here. Y'all think y'all got friends. You got friends because you ain't dreaming. You got friends because y'all in the same pile. Start dreaming and see how long they stay your friends. I guarantee you, you want to lose some friends this week. Tell your friends you're leaving the pile that y'all are in. Y'all don't want that. I dare you to go start telling your friends, I'm no longer going to be in this pile anymore that we're in. I'm going to leave this social club. I'm going to leave this because I'm going up here. And watch this. All of a sudden, overnight, who you think you are? Who you think you are to leave us down here in the pile? You can't get up out the pile. That's what we call it, crabs in a barrel. I'm going to crab you back down because I'm going to crabs claw at each other to keep them from getting out of the pile. But the thing of it is when you got the blessing on you, you are able to grip on to higher heights and higher things, and you got the strength that while they're pulling on you, it's too much oil on your legs, so you shake them off and you just keep climbing and climbing, and they can't figure out why you don't want to hang out down here no more. It's because God has called me to live up here. Are you hearing what I'm trying to tell you? Tell your neighbor, you got to start dreaming again. You got to dream again. Watch this now. He starts dreaming, and what happened? They hate him what? More. People will hate you for wanting to be different. People will hate you for dreaming. They'll hate you for wanting to stop doing things that they are doing. Watch this now. Watch this. They hate their very own brother simply because he's dreaming. Now watch what happens. This is what I'm trying to get to. I've been trying to get to. Go to verse 6. So he dreams a dream. And I'm going to paraphrase some of this. He says, I'm going to share. He says, I want y'all to hear what I'm dreaming. Watch this. He goes and he tells his older brothers, keep going. He goes and he tells his older brother, he says, I'm down here, and he says, we're binding sheaves in the field. And behold, catch this, behold, my sheaves are going to rise up above all of y'all's sheaves, and y'all are going to bow down to me. This is the little brother telling his older family, watch this, I'm about to be risen up above over everybody, and all of y'all going to bow down to me. And y'all know some curse words would have slipped out of y'all mouth if your baby brother or sister told you that you're going to bow down to them. Tell the truth. Watch this. Go to verse 8. Watch this. Catch this, though. And his brother said to him, shall you indeed reign and have dominion over us? Watch what happened. What did we read in Genesis 1:28? And God did what to them? He blessed them. And he said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have. The moment this boy puts on this coat, the only thing he knows is taking over every area that he's responsible for. See, when you've surrendered yourself to a servant, you will never have the inheritance of a son. That might be too rich. I'll teach you that in a week or two. When you think that I'm only here to work and I'm not here to run something, you're now a servant. Not saying that you're now a servant, because Jesus said, who shall be the biggest in the kingdom? He shall be servant of all. That ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when you have a non-sonship mentality and you don't understand that I'm not here to be a slave servant, but I'm here to be a son servant. There's a difference between a slave servant and a son servant. A son serves, but they know I own it all. I have access to it all. And some of y'all have been living off of earth's resources because you won't tap into your sonship of heavenly resources. Watch this now. So he tells his brother, indeed, I'm going to be over all of y'all. Keep going. Watch. They said, who do you think you are? Because let's be honest. Y'all going to call them cocky. Y'all going to call them arrogant. Y'all going to call them every name in the book if they tell you that they supposed to be over you. Facts. He dreams another dream, and he tells it to his brothers. Go on to the next verse, verse 10. He dreams again. This coat will cause you to slip into a dream dimension. And he tells it to his father. Catch this. His dream was so rich and so empowering that watch this, when you dream big, even though you ain't got it yet, it'll make others feel small. His brothers, he made them feel so small that even his father rebuked him. The blessing overtook him so bad that his father had to rebuke him. Now go over to Genesis. Watch this now. Go over to Genesis 50, verse 12. So what made Joseph get out the pile? The blessing. Are y'all getting anything that I'm telling y'all? Watch this. The blessing is the spiritual enablement to have good success in every environment I'm in. No matter where you put me, I'm going to come out on top. You can put me in the pit, but I'm coming up out the pit. His brothers hated him so bad because he was dreaming. They put him in a pit to leave him to die. But they put him in the pit, but before they put him in the pit, they took the coat. They took the coat because they thought the blessing was in the coat. They didn't know that the blessing was on him, not in the coat. Watch this. They thought that if we take the coat, we can have the blessing, but you don't know that my coat is customized. It only fits me. Watch this. So now his father, we fast forwarding. His father just died. Jacob just died. But Jacob, before he dies, he leaves a blessing to his sons. The greatest thing you can do is leave an inheritance, is leave the blessing to your children. Watch this. So Joseph's father just died. Now catch this. So in Genesis 50, his sons did for him just as he commanded. So catch this now. At this point, Joseph has risen all the way to being prime minister over the entire country. He's now running a country. This boy's dream started when he was 17 years old. Now he's 30 and he's running a country at 30 years old. The entire country. He's running the entire, he's pretty much like the president of the country. He's running an entire country at within 13 years old. Within 13 years, the blessing matured to run a country. What are you supposed to be running if this blessing matures on your life? Watch this. So now he's running the country. His daddy and the boys are back. His daddy and all his brothers were back where they lived. But his father dies, and this is where we pick up. It says, for his sons carried him to the land of Canaan, and they talking about Joseph's daddy, and buried him in the cave in the field before Mamre, which Abraham brought before the field in the property in the burial place. Go in the next verse. Watch this. And after he had buried his father, Joseph returned to Egypt, he and his brothers, all who wept with him and to bury his father. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, perhaps Joseph will hate us. Because remember, they put Joseph in a pit to die and separated him from his daddy, and he was his daddy's favorite child. They said, surely Joseph is going to hate us and probably even kill us. He's going to repay us for the evil which we did to him. Meaning he's going to take revenge on us. He's the prime minister over all of Egypt. Joseph don't even have to do nothing but push one button, and all of his brothers that threw him in the pit are dead. He has the authority to do whatever he wants to do to whomever he wants to do it. And they said, surely he's going to take revenge on us. Our father is finally, watch this, our father is dead. There's nobody to protect us from this man's revenge. He said, so they sent messengers to Joseph saying, before your father died, he commanded, saying, catch this. So the brothers sent Joseph a message and said, before our daddy died, Thus shall you say to Joseph, I beg you, please forgive your brothers for the trespasses of their sins. He says, for they did evil to you. Now I'm asking you, this is the daddy before he died. He says, I want y'all to ask Joseph on my behalf to forgive y'all for what y'all did to him. Watch verse 18. Catch this now. Then his brothers also went down and fell down before his face and said, behold, watch this. We are your what? Y'all remember in Genesis 37 where he had a dream that one day y'all gonna do what? Bow down and I'm gonna be over y'all. Y'all remember that? What don't look like now don't mean it ain't gonna be later. You might be in your delay period, but delay is not denial when you're wearing the blessing. Don't judge my current situation because the blessing ain't done working on me yet. I used to, so me and First Lady, man, I used to, when we would get on them planes, and I would always want to know who those people were in first class. So I'd walk by and I'd be looking at them and I'd be wondering what kind of work they do. Like how they get up in first class, you know. And I was like, man, one day I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna get in that first class, man. And watch this. It ain't that I can't ride in the back. It's just that it's more room up front. It ain't you. The goal is to be in the room, but the goal is to eventually, watch this, to get the best seat in the room because there's something on me that requires that I have good seats. So I would go and sit in the when I first started going to the NBA games, like the first time I went, I was in a nosebleed, and I'll never forget it. And I said, I was in there, but I was dizzy from being up so high. I was like, and then you're squinting down, and you're like, I think that's I don't know who that is. I think that's Tracy McGrady running with the ball. And you're just up there, you're squinting, and you can't really stand like everybody else down low. They standing, clapping, because they ain't dizzy from being so high. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll never forget, I went to that first game, and I was in the nosebleed, and I told myself, I made a vow to myself. I said, I'm not coming back to another game until I can get down there. See, you gotta tell your bills, I'm not going to keep doing this paycheck to paycheck living until I get up here. I'm going to get up here so I don't have to live down here. It's not God's best when I'm struggling and living down here. No, I'm going to get up here. And watch this. It's nothing more than a decision to wear it. Do you know that your mind can do 20,000 trillion calculations per second, and you can program your mind to find an answer for anything that you're going through and anything you're dealing with? And do you know that there's no amount of money that you can't come up with? But the problem of it is when you stop dreaming, you start working, and when you start working, you stop dreaming, and when you stop dreaming, you can't wear this blessing because you're so busy letting Pharaoh work you that you can't see a way out. Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed many more slaves if they only knew they were slaves. When you find out you're a son, you'll leave slavery and you'll find out that I'm going to wear this thing that I'm supposed to be wearing, and I'm going to live a life according to what. But watch this now. He says his brothers fell. His vision and dream comes to pass. His brothers fall down. But catch this. That ain't even the best part. Watch this, verse 19. Watch this. Joseph said to them, do not be afraid. Watch this. This is blessed right here. For I am what? I am where? Catch this now. You got to catch this. Catch this by the Spirit. Joseph tells his brothers he finally has a chance for revenge. The father has died. There's nobody to keep him from just releasing his wrath on the same blood brothers that put him in a pit to die. And he says, listen, I don't even want y'all to worry about me doing nothing to y'all. Because watch this. I'm in a place that's so high up that what y'all did to me no longer can hurt me. Watch this. See, remember, Adam and Eve was in the garden in the cool of the day. As long as they were wearing the blessing, God was always right there. When you wear this blessing, you don't have to go looking for God because God is already there. When you wear this blessing, he never leaves you nor forsakes you. He says, listen, I'm already in this blessed place. And watch this. I'm not going to take my coat off to tangle with y'all because I'm never going to take this coat off because it's going to mess up where I'm at. I'm not going to mess up this rise of where God is taking me by laying you out, fussing you out, being mad at you, cursing you out. I'm going to stay in this good place where this blessed life is. Watch this. So he's wearing the coat, and watch what he says. Go to the next three verses. Watch this. He says, but as for you, watch this. What you did for me, you meant it for evil. But what you did for me that was meant to be evil, God turned it, and he turned it for my good. Y'all ain't hearing me. For everything that everybody tried to do to you, they don't know that God was turning their evil for your good. He says, in order to bring it about as it is this day. Meaning I went through what I went through, not to destroy me, but to bless me. Watch this, to save many people alive. See, you don't understand the power of your testimony. You don't understand the only reason, watch this, the only reason some of y'all, because listen, how many of y'all know that some of y'all, if I had caught y'all just a few years ago, you wouldn't be in church on this Sunday morning. It's only because God blessed you and kept you through some of the places you done been through already that allowed you to be here on a Sunday morning. Because look at your neighbor and say, you definitely ain't always been in church. You definitely ain't always been in church. Watch this. No, because some of us have been in some places that we wouldn't have survived if his hand hadn't watched over us. We wouldn't have came through some of the stuff that we came through if his hand hadn't always been on your life. It's the hand of God that has kept you long enough to be sitting in a church in July 2025. Watch this. He says, now therefore, do not be afraid. I will provide for you and your little ones. And he comforted them and he spoke kindly to them. Watch this. The whole goal of being blessed and being risen up is not to be able to say, look at me, and now take revenge on your haters and on your enemies. The whole goal, watch this, of being blessed, because the blessing will do what to you? It'll make you rich. So it's going to take you here. Watch this. Some of you haven't been able to wear the blessing because if you got here, you would destroy everything beneath you. Because let's be honest, some of y'all been waiting for your come up so you can floss on people. You've been waiting for your come up so you can let folk know, yeah, look at me now. I told y'all I was going to get it. I told y'all I was going to make it out. Watch this, because let's be honest, if your brothers and sisters had threw you in a pit, you know the first chance you got to get revenge, you know what you would have did. But watch this. God raised them up because his heart stayed pure. God raised them up because he knew that if he raised them up, he'll reach back down. He's not going to reach back down to smite. He's going to reach back down to pull up. He says, no, I'm not going to destroy y'all. I'm going to reach back down with an open hand and I'm going to help y'all. Not only am I going to help you, but I'm going to help my nieces and my nephews. I'm going to help everybody up that's attached to me and up under y'all. Even though you tried to destroy me, I'm going to be the bigger person and I'm going to wear this blessing. I'm not going to take it off. And because of me, my whole family is going to see what the blessed life is supposed to look like. Y'all talked about me, but I'm going to bless y'all. Y'all thought I wasn't going to be nothing, but I'm going to bless y'all. I'm going to show you how to wear this godly coat the right way. Can y'all see that? Say, Lord, I thank you that the blessing is customized just for me. I'm going to wear this coat like nobody else. This coat is my coat. My coat is a blessed coat. I'm fruitful in everything I touch, multiplying in everything I touch, dominating in everything I do. The blessing of the Lord, it's making me rich without the struggle. Struggle, be removed far from me. I decree and declare all my bills are paid without paycheck to paycheck living. All my bills are paid because the blessing is making me rich. Doors are opening for me. Favor is on my life. Come on and give the Lord a shout of praise. Favor is on my life. I'm wearing the blessing. I'm not going to take it off. I'm not going to take it off. Watch this. Come on, 5 more minutes, then I'm done. Watch this. Go over to Genesis 39 real quick. Is it Genesis 39? Go over to, just go over to Genesis 39 real quick. Genesis 39:1 real quick. I'm going to show them this and then I'm done. Are y'all getting this? Is this making any sense? Watch this. The blessing is what people can't explain. You can explain works because you know how hard you work, you know how many hours it takes to multiply by how much you make, divided by how much you make, whatever. You know what your pay. See, the blessing is how am I living like this and my paycheck don't say I live like this. Y'all ain't hearing me. My paycheck don't equate with how I'm living. I'm living better than my pay. I remember when I stopped, when I gave up, I had to give up $1 million company to pastor. And when I gave up the company, I ain't get no salary for the first 3 years of pastor. I give up $1 million income and I don't even receive an income. And I was just like, Lord, I'm just going to work and serve you. I'm just going to work and serve you, and I'm just going to trust you. And that's why to this day, I give First Lady whatever she wants, because First Lady had her own company. And she ran that company, and that thing, it wore out over time. But that girl let me obey God. She let me pastor. She let me fast, pray. I helped her out a little bit, but for the most part, she was holding her own. And that's why today when I be like, what you doing? She be like, I'm getting a facial. I joke with her, but that girl living her best life. And watch this. She's living her blessed life because she deserves it after she held me up when I'm telling, what woman going to hold a man up and he talking about, I'm going to quit my job so I can go preach. And then $1 million job at that. You talking about, I'm going to quit my job so I can go preach. You better go to work and then go preach. That's what you better do. You better go to work first and then go preach. That's what you're supposed to do. Watch this. She was like, if that's what the Lord is telling you. So now when she tells me she wants something, I tell her to get whatever you want. I learned that from a Caucasian man. I was in Saks years ago. I was in Saks and we was married. And so I used to like hanging out with First Lady, and I would like to shop with her. The older I'm getting, I don't like to shop as much. But when I was younger, I ain't mind, walking the malls with her. We was dreaming together. So she would go in Saks, and I'll never forget it. She's in Saks, long story short. And so, and depending on where your money is, it depends on what your attitude is. The men know what I'm talking about. Depending on how your pocket's feeling on that day, that depending on how you gonna respond when your girl's shopping. So she want to go to Saks to the shoe store, and so I don't sit down. I'm standing up because standing up means hurry up. You see your man standing up, that means hurry up. He don't want to be here long. So I'm standing up, and she's looking around, and she's looking at all the shoes. And my attitude, it won't right. And so she said, what you think about these shoes? They are. And, you understand what I'm saying? I won't be here. I want to go. I want to be here. And so I saw this Caucasian man sitting down, and he's sitting down, and he's. And his wife over there, and she just shopping, and he just smiling, and he just engaged, and he just said, yeah, honey, yeah, whatever you want. And I said, I looked at myself, and I said, hurry up, it's time to go. And I looked at him with his legs crossed, and in that day, I made up my mind. I had to switch from what I was operating in to get like that man sitting in that chair. I said, no, that man wearing something that I ain't wearing. That man sitting there while she's spending his money and he's smiling. I knew that day that I was living the wrong life. I knew that day I had to make an exchange immediately. And I said, that's what I want right there. I said, that's what I want. I said, I'm going to wear whatever he's wearing. I want that. He was wearing something different. And listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, long story short, and then over time, man, I realized, I said, hold on. You mean to tell me I can trade in all my financial anxieties for this blessing? You mean to tell me I can pay cash for cars? I done gave away at least four cars. No, I done gave away at least 4 cars. And you mean to tell me that I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck? And listen, what if you ain't what if you paid your bills ahead just for 3 months? Well, listen, if you never had one paycheck that wasn't obligated for, you ain't lived yet. Great God Almighty, y'all don't want to hear this morning. Y'all, no, I'm stretching you. I'm stretching, and I'm going to keep stretching you. I mean, if every paycheck you get is spoken for, something ain't right. I should be able to get one of these for me. One of these. You mean to tell me 52 paychecks or 26 paychecks, it ain't one of them? So that's what you do. See, you rob from every paycheck. That's how you stay in debt, because you never have any paychecks for yourself. So you rob from everyone, and that's how you stay in debt. Versus letting it start to put this thing on and say, you know what? I'm gonna get out of debt. I'm going to let this blessing overtake my life, and I'm going to have some money. So watch this, because the whole goal is that boy got to a place that when he could have destroyed his brothers, you know what he said? I'm going to be blessed to be a blessing. The goal is not to get blessed to get more stuff. The goal is to get to a place where you're so blessed you can't do nothing but help somebody else. Now, y'all ain't hearing me. We're giving away $50,000 in scholarships. That's blessed to be a blessing. That's the goal. The goal is to not be a taker in life. Y'all ready for this? Can I help you out with your bougie self this morning? Let me help you out. The goal is not to be a receiver. It's more blessed to give than it is to receive. The goal is to be in the blessing seat. That boy got in this seat. He says, I'm going to help all my family members. He says, I ain't going to mistreat them like they mistreat me. I ain't going to do them like they did me. Y'all know how many family members I didn't help and they still talk about me? They still talking about me. You know how many times I done helped them? How do you talk about people that help you? Help me with that. Actually, they say, what's really wrong with you? What's really wrong with you? Folks, listen to me. You got to get so big that small don't bother you. And the only way you're going to get there is you're going to slip into this coat. And I got news for you. Ain't nobody else wearing your coat. You know why? Because can't nobody else wear your coat. It's customized. I done brought suits off the rack before. And some of the suits off the rack, some of them fit me and they look great. Especially when I, lose proper weight and I'm at the right size. Sometimes I'll get a suit off the rack and it'll fit good and it'll look good. But sometimes even the suit off the rack, you might have to take it to a tailor just to hem the pants a little bit or to get something straight or do whatever every now and then. But when you go to a custom tailor, y'all ain't hearing me. When you go to a custom tailor, they measure everything distinctly to fit your life. God has a custom coat for every last one of y'all sitting in here. And it's already been measured to fit your life. And nobody else can wear your coat. Nobody else has your blessing. And when he raises you up, some of y'all, that's why you got to get this bitterness out your heart for people. They don't like me, and they hating on me, and I know they talking about me. Because he knows that some of you still got vengeance in you. You can't come up here with vengeance. You can't come up here with a get back spirit. You can't come up here with a smack back fighting spirit. I'm gonna fight somebody. No, when you get up here, everything got to be surrendered. And that's why some of y'all ain't got your coat on, because you want to prove to people something. I've been dead a long time. That's why I'm up here. I've had to die 1,000 times over to get up here to preach to y'all.